How we doing, traders on out there? Seems like we leaked out today, but the question is, will it come back? And why did this drop? Where did this come from? We'll talk all about it right here on At the Close. And of course, you traders out there, if you guys found a stock that caught you by surprise or a stock that you guys want to check on out, throw it up in the chat. Let's dive into it at the close.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Did somebody call the bear? Because I'm here. Don't worry about it. I'm here. The bear Mitch is
Bears make money, bulls make money, and pigs get slaughtered.
That's why you never want to be in the middle. That's what I learned real quickly. I used to hate those charts, Joel, when I would get caught in the middle of it, like where you either bought in the middle of the price action, either not the resistance or the support, and then you're just flopping on through up and down, up and down, up and down. That's how you end up being a pig, because you're just watching the bulls and the bears take control. And one of the statements that I think is important from that kind of quote is more along that you want to be on one side. It really it gets tough to trade when you're in that in between, back and forth. I'm bullish today, I'm bearish today, bullish today, bearish today. The trends are our friend. And that's what I would say about that. Today, the trend was some downward leaking, and it definitely was pretty fast on that downward action. What did you see in the action today, Joel?
Couple troubling things today. The first thing is we had big gains. We had, and it's so funny. I wish we could just play the rewind to the pre-market show, and we're like, well, why are we up? Like, what happened? And we couldn't find a reason why we were up. We witnessed that leak in the pre-market trading. The money managers get to their desk, they're like punching out. Like, I got so lucky, I bought yesterday, I'm scalping out of this, like Triple D in his long-term portfolio. And then you had the Taiwan news. I mean, they must have been listening to me saying, hey, maybe China can be a catalyst, and they jammed that down my throat.
That's how it goes, right?
They pounded me, man. That Chinese central bank, they heard me say that, and they start, what is that bank called? And they started pounding the futures. That news came out 9:40-ish, and that just sealed the fate for the remainder of the day. The other negative is that we made a new low by a wide margin. Yesterday's low, the former low of this decline, was 0675. We got 64.50 as your current low 26 minutes ago in the session. The other thing, and I've hit, my, when I saw the market tanking on Friday from my sister's pool, I said, well, we're at least going down to 39.83 and a quarter. Why do I say that? Because that's a retracement. You guys know, I know it's not a true fib. I know it's 0.618, 0.382, and 0.13, whatever. But I like my 50%. And so I've hit the first objective on the downside here, 83 and a quarter. Moments ago, we looked like we were going to be holding that level, but not now. So we'll see what happens in the last stanza here. We got a chop fest going on, but let's try to hold the low, and if we can eke out a close over 83 and a quarter, hey, we'll see what happens overnight. On crude, Mitch and I were discussing crude. I mean, why go up $5 yesterday if you're going to go down $5 today? I mean, come on.
Just swinging on those traders, just trying to catch those traders that get too bullish in a tape that, gives you a couple of days. It's not like it was, just the move yesterday. It started getting on up. But I look for these retracements, because I think that on a day like today, where you're getting the pullback, and of course, mentions out there of OPEC mentioning production cuts, and that's not going to come until, we're not going to get the answer till next week. So I think that now you got a whole bunch of speculation, right? It's just, is OPEC going to cut? Are they not going to cut? What's going to happen to rig counts later? I think that's what you're watching.
Yeah, see, I didn't want to go on my my rant of well, you can't believe the numbers, right?
It's
So
tough.
I didn't, and we'll see what those two. I still think they're pumping, man. They're pumping, they're pumping, they're pumping. They're getting as much oil out there. They're trying to sell as much as they can to whoever will buy it, China, India, before we hit this impending recession. The only thing I could say, for you, your crude oil traders is daily levels. You can preach your daily levels all you want, but when they hit the daily levels in the middle of the night, you got to have your orders out there, and that could be a dangerous thing in the crude oil market. Just from a basic technical standpoint, 97.37 yesterday's high, you exceeded that. But you, for all intents and purposes, calling it a double top, 97.37, 97.66. Bounced off that low at 90.54. So I'm not even going to I'm not even going to hazard a guess where the next move is in this thing. Crude, we moving on crude. Gold, man, I'm sick of talking about gold, down 13.30, 17.36.40. Silver, that's deeper in the red on a percentage basis, down over 2%. 38 cents at 18.29. Bitcoin gonna have a close here under 20K. It looks like down 215, 19,750. And Ethereum showing a little bit of hope here. That's up $13.50 at 1528.50.
All right, a couple of things there. And don't forget, kind of mentioned this yesterday with Goldman Sachs' thesis on oil. They came out with a positive outlook saying that we believe commodities, on the other hand, are the best asset class to own during the late cycle phase where demand remains above supply. Also, Morgan Stanley stepping up in oil, a positive note this week. So the firm's oil strategist, Martine Ratz, seeing an increasingly constructive setup for oil heading into 2023. So it seems like at least the bigger banks are still seeing some upside in oil. I think you'll see the speculation out there.
And the bigger banks are probably out there selling crude oil futures hand over fist.
You know it, Joel. You know it.
I know.
Let's go.
I should have said that. Can you strike that for the tape? I don't want to see
No, don't
black.
worry. Well,
I don't want to see black limos parked outside my house tonight.
BlackRock doesn't drive other than black cars. Hey, when you get those outside, peek out the window, close that window. Let's go back to it. Now, the jobs opening number, I think today also kind of gave this market a little bit of an outlook. Available jobs position in July totaled 11.24 million for the month. The estimate was 10.4. So it just shows that there's a lot of jobs out there, at least job available positions. And that, what does it do? Well, it just leaves more room, at least in my eyes, for the Fed to continue to see the labor market strong and that they can continue to hike into that labor market. And so until we see these jobs number just start deteriorating, that's when I'll start talking about potentially a Fed pivot. But for right now, at least the numbers wise, are going to keep giving the Fed room to continue hiking into it.
Good news is bad news.
Yep. And then, of course, you get some Fed talk to kind of help that out, right? I mean, the hawkish tune. New York Fed President John Williams on Tuesday saying, I do think with demand far exceeding supply, we do need to get real interest rates above zero. We need to have somewhat of a restrictive policy to slow demand, and we're not there yet. He also stated that we're still quite a ways from that. So I think that last comment there is more along what really caught people by surprise, right? Wasn't necessarily that the Fed was going to be hawkish, but what really I think caught surprise was the forward outlook into interest rate hikes going into 2023. Talked about that today with a couple of analysts on my show. And I think that that's really what changed here was the outlook going into 2023. There's one thing, towards the end of the year and seeing the interest rate hike rates. But if you're seeing, the benchmark for the funds have an outlook for like 4.5% going into next year, that's what really kind of is keeping the market down here.
I mean, I don't know where, the market pundits get away with, thinking that, it's just a foregone conclusion that, they're going to be done at the end of 22, take the foot off the
They're
pedal in
quick to it,
23
man.
and start. I mean, cycles don't work like that. Cycles, look how long we've been in a easy money cycle. That's not reverse with 2 or 3 interest rate hikes or 4 or 5. You need the hikes, you need stability, you need peak, and then you need to start to come down on a consistent basis. And one number in July giving you that, okay, well, it didn't go up in July. I mean, come on. I mean, the market just is just too darn positive. But you take what the market gives you. I mean, he laid it on you on Friday when I was gone. I wish I would have been here. But anyways, right now, you're getting back. You can look at it from a healthy standpoint. Hey, we've had this move up in the SPY. Someone just mentioned they wanted to look at the SPY in the S&P.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know if it was because of the rollover. I don't know what it is, but just not. Oh yeah, no, it's lining up a little bit better here. You had that low. What was that low at 362.17? I just missed a high. Let's call it 432. You're coming in. You're 50% right here. Comes in at three. Come on, move over, Rover. Let's call it 397 right there, right now. Same thing. Spoos hit it. So this is the area. You can see the draft here. You don't want to start working your way into these lows here. I had this. This was a daily low, 98.15. It pegged that by a little bit. But man, you don't want to start working your way into this area because as someone mentioned, 3,900. I mean, it's on the plane there.
Yep.
So
And that's the
let's see.
61.8. We'll see if it
Yeah.
gets to
Oh,
that
really?
61.8. Yeah, it is.
I mean, like I said, you can't really lean on a low until, you either test that low at 64.50 or make a higher low. I just don't like when we had that move yesterday and, it ended the day kind of weak, which, okay, that's okay. But then they jack it up, 40 handles overnight. And, Triple D was theorizing that, well, it's crude oil's down. Well, crude oil's down a hell of a lot more than it was, and it went to market. So hard to draw those straight. There's no analogy that works every time, and you just kind of have to roll with the punches. But here we are, battling back. The market knows it needs to close above 83 and a quarter, and here we are back at 39.91, 91 and a quarter. I'm sure glad I do this last half hour with you guys because I mean, these 10, 12, 14-point moves on, a whim or a recipe for disaster. Unless you have a strategy for, trading very short term. And that's not for me. So what do? Do we want to
Let's go into
cover? Do you want to do the China stocks?
Yeah, we can really quickly maybe take a look at, let's just do Baidu, because that at least had the earning, or maybe Baidu, coming in with the EPS here at a $2.36, beating the $1.63 estimate. Sales at 4.42 billion, missing the 4.45 billion. But then, of course, you get any kind of Taiwan and China headline, you better catch it because it's going to be a fast one.
I mean,
It shook people up, but I mean, you could see at least on Baidu, it wasn't really the first news. I mean, this just leaked right out the gates. Like it didn't even flinch.
No, and that pre-market action. I mean, I said, hey, yeah, we got room up to 157. Huh, here we are at 137. I mean, Baidu is doo-doo here. I mean, off that report, I don't know how. I mean, that's a big red bar after earnings. 2 lower highs gave you a little bit of a inkling here, but super rug pull on that one. Resistance is resistance until it's taken, and now we're 20 handles away from that major resistance. So China stocks, and you do. I like the analogy that you made, Pindo Duo. Decent day yesterday,
Yeah.
good day yesterday, did give some back. So that sold off. Baba was a tell. Baba was up on the pin duo, but that couldn't hold. Now that loses,
Oof.
another $3 today. So hard to say, China ain't even close to get out of the woods here. So I said, actually, the way I prefaced it this morning was, I go, I need investment advice. Talk me out of this, and you certainly did. So that's what we're looking at in FXI. I'm sure that's ugly too. Here
All
is your
right, let's go
FXI.
to First Solar today. They announced a 1.2 billion new solar panel manufacturing facility in the U.S. CEO Mark Wildmer also told CNBC that, of course, the recently passed Inflation Reduction Act was the key catalyst that prompted the company to choose the U.S. for its new facility.
USA.
USA.
Rug pull.
That's what you're going to be hearing a lot probably in this next 2 or 3 years.
Two or
Get
three,
ready. If you
two or
thought,
two or three decades.
yeah, get
Uh,
ready. We're going towards it.
Wow, I don't know what to tell you about this one. You had to open. Looks like a big sell the news opportunity as of right now. So I'll just emphasize the importance of yesterday's low or today's low, 120 and a quarter. We'll give it a little. You know what? I'll give it a little bit more room. I'll give it down to 118 there because there's a pair of lows in the 118 handle. I think that's where you have to look out for more downside, but that is a new high for the move. That is a reversal candle. That's a thick red candle. So maybe we've hit a short-term top here, and First Solar took the opportunity to sell the news early and often.
I got caught in EMPH today on that first little push on up after the break of 292. It just came back for 295, stopped me out, and then comes right back down, baby. That's how it goes sometimes.
Man,
That's a tough one. It's a tough one. I didn't give myself much room because I was really worried about a quick push to 300. So I wasn't going to fight that. But interesting now seeing it close back towards the low of the range on the daily.
I mean, you want to think it's a double top, but it's a $1.02 apart, 95.80. So that's using your previous day's high. You think it looked bad when you sold at 95.80, and then it went up to 96.82. But once again, catching the momentum on the way down with the sell stop, you're like, whoo, wow, am I a genius? I sold this at 295.80, and here we are at 83.53. So holding on, sitting on a cliff, but haven't been able to knock it off it yet. S&P's back down again. There's another 12-point move now to the downside, putting the low of the day in question at 64.50. Don't have a number there for you. So the lowest number was 76.75. I just wasn't doing my homework.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into maybe let's take a look at what's coming after the bell. We do have some interesting ones coming. We got CrowdStrike, Chewy. We got some decent ones coming tonight. So I want to keep an eye out on these. Like always, you guys can keep up with our earnings calendar. You guys see it here. We got HP, Chewy, ChargePoint. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on some of these. Let's dive into some of these reports.
All
Which
right,
one do you want to check out?
You give them to me one by one, and I'll do them here.
Looks like we got
CrowdStrike,
crowd right now. Let's take a look.
boom, boom, boom. Let's see. I'm just gonna respect the two highs, and I'm not gonna get real excited until it clears. Let's call it today's high. They're about $1 apart, 197.60. If you're trying to wiggle out of something, so right there. That's your resistance. And then on the downside, I'm just going to square it up in 190. That splits the two lows from the last two sessions. You also have a daily low in 190.09. So who knows what it's going to do after the report. But if you want anything to add on that, Mitch, go right ahead.
No, I'm going to bring in the breaking news here. Now, this
What's
is
up?
one
What's
stock
up?
that I definitely not a fan of. I think it might disappear. Snap. Coming with some breaking news here about laying off 20% of its staff. I did see someone mention it in the chat. Appreciate you mentioning it.
Let's see.
I took a look at it and look at Snap. Snap back down.
Snap is crap. I'm using all the whew,
Snack,
boy, oh
crackle, pop.
boy, oh boy, oh boy. There you go.
Danger, danger.
Man, I mean, you got the dead cat bounce off the earnings play. Not a good sign. Got into the gap a little bit, caught a cold at 12. I mean, I don't know. Are they going to? I mean, right now, you just got to wait to see. How many lows did you have here? You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lows. Let's call it 950. If you felt you missed the move off the low, you're not worried about the 20% layoffs, then see what happens at 950. Low of the move, low on the daily, low on the weeklies, low on the monthlies, and I've never been on that platform, so I can't tell you anything about it. But you see your cluster of lows here with tight ranges for you snap shareholders. That's what you're hoping for again.
All right, let's go to Chewy. Like Debbie says, I spend a lot with Chewy, and I can jump in on that. I spent some good amount of money in the quarter on Chewy, so who knows? Summer is usually a good month for Chewy. Let's take a look. How do you like the setup going into the earnings?
Oh man, oh man, oh man. I mean, obviously, I'm not as impressed as the street sold this off hard. You're back, where you were from July. Earnings, it's just such a shot. I think what you have to do is you got to hope that it holds here pretty much in the area that it held today. After that, look out. Come on, the horizontal line. Oh, did I take this in snap mode? Out of snap mode. Back down here. I'll go wide here. I'll say not that wide. I'd say 30. This loses 36.50. I'd be looking out. And then if you get a snapback rally here, and it's like, oh, so we like to report. Bye, 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 bye. Well, you had 47.50, 7.5. I mean, that's way up there, but you had 7 to 37, 43.44. That would be a lot. I would say first area of concern for me would be $41 on a pop, or if I was looking to peel out of a long, not necessarily trying to short. 40.89 4-day high, 41.09 your 3-day high. That's good enough for me to call the double top. So we'll go wide, 36.5 to 41 potential, capital P, potential levels in Chewy.
We'll see what happens in Chewy. Of course, I feel like that really started changing tunes when the whole Ryan Cohen situation started happening.
Oh yeah, he's been kind of quiet. I'll tell you, man, our dog's been giving us a hard time. If I'm looking a little sleepy in the morning, that's because of our dog Perry getting up there to be like 14 and a half years old and have to put the cone on. So man, it's just it's tough. But
it is tough. Unfortunately, dogs get old quick, and so that's why you got to enjoy them when they're young.
Good
right?
old dog. I'll bring Perry on the show one.
Hey, Perry. All right, let's take a look at Charge Point as that's
CHPT.
Yeah, it's recently had a run turned around today, and that could give us a little bit of a sign as this is starting to turn around.
14 to 16, 14 to 16, 14 to 16.
Yeah, as simple as that. And also, what is that, the 200? 1593.
Oh, yeah.
Get back up there.
That's a roadblock there. Yep. $16. You can see the high from Thursday. You can see the high on the gap down day in the middle of the swoon with the market. Talking about a swooning market, we are now in the mid 39.70 handle. Anybody that thought we were going to, well, who knows with this market? It'll be right back at 39.90. But now only 14 handles off the low of the day at 64.50.
And the semiconductors can't catch a break here. And then also comments by Citi today, I don't think help. Citi put out that they feel that semiconductors can fall another 25%. We maintain our belief that every company / end market will correct, and we expect to see the SOX index to hit new lows and fall another 25%. Analyst Christopher Danley said,
"Get that man on."
We're gonna have to. Look at NVIDIA.
Yeah, Mitch. You got some analyst love going on today.
I cover a lot.
Group, Citigroup. Come on, man. The
I stay
apes
up
are
with my
not going to like
analysts.
you.
I
The
stay up with my
apes,
analysts. What
you're
can
going
I
to get
say?
some ape hate, man. You're talking about all these analysts and everything. You are not going to. Money Mitch, man. Those apes are coming after you, man.
Expert opinions, Joel. I'm just trying to bring some
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
All right, let's take a look at Nvidia because I think that that's
Ooh.
my stock. That right there, that shows me everything in the semis. And man, that day when it came up on Thursday, and I talked about it with Michael and on my show, and he thought that maybe it was short sellers kind of getting out when Nvidia squeezed on Thursday, and then of course the knockdown on Friday. They probably rejoined the party because Nvidia just seems like it does not want to stop fighting down to get towards those 141s.
Oh boy, oh boy. 3 bad days, the double top up, Thursday and Friday coming down. I mean, this is a streaky stock. So
Yeah.
3 days in a row. I've seen it go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the only thing you can do is lean on the previous day's lows and then look at the other daily lows, 54.45. We already punched our way through that. The next daily low, 47.28. Maybe we can find something in between here. Let's see what your close was on that July 14th day. 153.72. There you go. There's my bogey. It's a close. The next day it was the foundation for a really nice rally. Next day it was 57.62. The one next day it was 61.09. Then it was nearly 170. So if you're looking to bring this in on a short, well, there's a closing area to give you a lead on. But NVIDIA, what was I going to say? Something else about NVIDIA. I don't know if the chips are down. I don't understand them as well as I think you do or Dennis as far as the different chip stocks. But let's see how AMD is doing. AMD, boom, another move down, giving back all those earnings. I'd alert our investors here, our traders, whatever you are. This $85 area, did we get there today? Nope. 85, yeah, close, 85.34. So 85, 85, 85. If you're taking a shot here, that's what you got to lean on. I'd go a little bit under there. 80, give it 84.50, a little more room if you're looking at a swing trade, but you're gonna need a market to turn around to get AMD back up.
Yep, that is for sure. Let's take a look at some of the other leadership out there, starting to break down Tesla through the daily level. Daily
Yes.
support I had around 283, and now we're starting to cut it.
Yep, 280 was a level, and I had the parallels there, parallels here, parallels there, kind of inching its way down. You think it might be up today a little bit because looks like he's fighting back on that court battle. Twitter, some information that he may be able to wiggle his way out of this one. But Tesla had a big run. If you were keen on yesterday's high, oh boy, what a great level. You got yesterday's high at 87.74. You had Friday's close at 88.89, 88.09, and then you hit 88.48 today, and then kaplooey. So you're getting into a region here of limited support. But man, it just zigzags. It just doesn't go straight down. But hard double top now, 288, supported by a close.
We'll see what happens. I will point out the 50% retracement there falls right around the 270 mark. So maybe that's around where Tesla can hold. Apple, let's finish off with Apple because I feel like as Apple goes, sometimes the market likes to go, and Apple did not hold up today either.
That's when you're 7% of the S&P 500 index. That's what tends to happen. I was a little too cheap on this one during pre-market prep with stock odds. I'm thinking, hey, this is a perfect opportunity for the stock to get to fill the gap from July 28th. That was 57.64. It couldn't do it. That is low. Oh, it got close. Oh, it did get close. Oh man. It got there by 8 cents. I guess I'm the only person that can't read the gap. What I will say about Apple and it's holding up really well on a relative strength basis, right? I mean, 130. How high did we get? We got to 176. That's a 46-point move. 23. Boom. That takes you, I say 130, 153, 154. So Apple holding in there, not nearly giving back half of the move. Snap back rally on the close. We're closing right around that 83 and a quarter level. That's your 50%. That's, it's a soft number now since it traded through at 87 and a half times today. Overnight, 39.6450. Bulls, better hope that holds. After that, you can see limited support here. In the index futures, your next daily low doesn't come down. Oh boy, 39.3875. If you're looking some more on the downside in the S&P 500.
All right, now we'll point out, I was watching earlier today, got a little bit better, but still seeing a really hard decline, about 75.7% stocks down today from the advancing declining ratio. One that I'm looking to see if we're going to fill here, and we're already in overtime here, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap on up. Well, look at that.
Yeah, we got charging $1 a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man.
We'll see what happened. Let's go ahead. Let's wrap on up. Let's get on out of here. I hope that you guys had a great one today. We'll stay up with everything that happens overnight. And, of course, catch you guys back in the morning. Have a good one, Joel. Get you on out of here. Up next, you guys got, of course, Cannabis Insider. So I'm going to get you guys on over to that. Definitely give us a thumbs on up if you guys appreciated our content today. And it was a rough one. I was looking for the SPY to kind of come down today, but did I expect 398s? I was looking for more 400s. So it just shows me more and more that we're still really weak. We'll see when we bounce. One thing that I'll keep in mind is a daily RSI of around 23 or 20. Right now we're at 31. So keeping in mind that as we keep coming down fast and fast, we could eventually find a little bit of a bounce. We'll see what happens. Hit the like before you get on out of here. And I'll see you guys like always. Let's keep battling here on Benzinga. And I hope you guys keep battling to improve your skills.